Look at Christina's shoes. Who cares about my outfit? Look at Christina's shoes. They're so good.
I am really proud of my most recent travel capsule. In February and early March, I spent 2 weeks in London, Copenhagen, and Milan. I did everything in carry-on, and it was also a work trip, so I had to bring some gear. I will leave that video up here for you in case you want to run through everything I brought. But today, because I had such a great time with that capsule, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna brag a little bit. I wore everything many times over. I outfit repeated. I came up with new outfits. I never got sick of what I had, and I always felt like I had the right item and outfit for every occasion. So I thought I would run through 5 tips that will help you hopefully nail the next time you need to travel, maybe for work, maybe not, with a carry-on only if that interests you. And before jumping in, I don't think we always have to travel with carry-on only. I personally prefer doing this, but there's nothing wrong with having to check bags either, okay? So let's jump on in. I will give you a quick rundown of everything I brought. I had 3 bottoms, a skirt, a pair of trousers, and 1 pair of denim, 2 sweaters, 1 heavier weight and 1 medium weight. I brought with me 1 blazer and 4 lighter tops. So everything fitted to the body, a crew neck, a deep V, and a turtleneck, all in black, all super fitted, and then a button-up chambray shirt. I brought 1 ball cap, 1 fanny pack, and 1 purse, 1 belt, 1 coat, and a scarf. I brought 1 pair of sneakers, which were also my running shoes, like my actual workout running shoes, and then 1 pair of waterproof walking boots. In addition to all of this, I also brought sort of my running kit with me, but essentially it's just one of a sport bra, underwear, 1 pair of leggings, and a sweater, my ball cap, and my sports socks. So there we go. That's everything I brought. My first tip is to find a packing method that works for you, but use it loosely as a loose guide. On the Sustain This podcast, Sina, Christina, and I talked about an interesting packing method called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. I will leave that episode up here and in the description box for you. Essentially, it's that you take 5 items of sort of one category. So maybe it's 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 dresses, 2 t-shirts, and a blazer, or something like that. But I was having trouble filling the category. For example, like 5 of anything. I didn't find it very intuitive to pack that way. So what I did instead was I referred to a video that I did about a TikTok method of creating a capsule of 9 items using 3 items from 3 different categories. It's called the 3-3-3 method. So for example, how many outfits can you make out of 3 pants, 3 tops, and 3 shoes? And that was very successful. So I kind of started with the 3-3-3 method, but adjusted it accordingly. And in the end, what I found was that the capsule kind of ended up like the 4-3-2-1 method. So I ended up with 4 shirts, 3 bottoms, 2 sweaters, and 1 blazer. So I thought it was a really interesting concept. If you like challenges, if you really resonate with, having a capsule wardrobe of 10 items only and challenging yourself to build outfits from there, I would say this is a really good place to seek out a challenge like this and see if you can use it loosely to create a travel capsule. Again, that's only if you're someone who those kinds of challenges really resonate, if that's a really good way for you to learn. Definitely try that, but use it loosely. I was traveling in colder temperatures, but I think this can apply with warmer temperatures too, and that is to bring a coat that is either a different color or a different texture, or that has a lot of personality to it. And to also have cooler weather accessories like a scarf or a hat that is also interesting and colorful. I brought a dark green pea coat with me, a little bit oversized, and my ball cap, but partway through the trip, I ended up buying a really beautiful butter yellow toque. And I ended up wearing this so often, and because my coat was pretty much the biggest part of my everyday outfit, I wore it every single day, I enjoyed always wearing a coat that had a little bit of personality and that felt a little bit more styled. If you're traveling in the warmer months, I think you can apply this with something that is perhaps a really interesting purse, a really interesting or fun or styled sun hat, or pair of sunglasses. These are all smaller too, so they'll easily fit into a travel carry-on, but definitely don't discount adding at least 1 or 2 bold personality-filled pieces that you have to wear every single day. I don't think you'll get tired of it. My third tip is for your tops. What I found the most useful for versatility and coming up with new outfits was to ensure that amongst each of my tops, amongst every category, I had 2 or 3 varying degrees of fit. So I was able to layer 3 items. Because I had enough tops that were all really fitted to the body, I could wear them under my chambray shirt, but also underneath each of these sweaters. And also, I could layer my chambray shirt under each of these sweaters. So having tops of different fits so that you have a lot more layering playing room was really key to coming up with very different outfits. Okay, this one was a big revelation, and it's that having a top that can be dressed up is a lot better and more useful than having a top that can only be dressed down. So I guess what I'm saying is that make sure you've got one top that you air more on the side of a classic or a basic than something really elevated. And that's only because we didn't have any very fancy events. Obviously, if you have an event that has a very specific elevated dress code, then pack accordingly. But I'm gonna use this as the example. It was my super deep V bodysuit. This was a really great piece for when we wanted to go out and I wanted to feel a little bit sexy, but I couldn't really wear it that much during the day. I love the deep V, and I probably could have, but there weren't as many occasions for that on this trip, and I should have recognized that from the beginning. It was a really good layering piece if I needed it simply for warmth to wear under the chambray shirt or under either of these sweaters, but I had enough other tops that served that purpose. This was probably my most least versatile piece, but what I took from that was that a more basic top like this simple crew that could have been dressed up would have been more valuable. My fifth is to figure out your non-neutral neutral and incorporate it in your travel capsule. This is gonna look completely different for everyone and everyone's different closets. I really like very minimal clothing and aesthetics, so my non-neutrals look like olive or like a deep kind of green. Denim is a non-neutral for me, and I find stripes are a non-neutral for me as well. In this case, it was the denim, which is my non-neutral, and like I said, maybe a little bit of stripes. So it might not be quote unquote interesting to you, but these 3 pieces with the denim, the beautiful baby blue, the rougher texture, and my stripes, with those, I felt like I was creating a little bit of interest, or like enough interest for me to incorporate some of that personality rather than feeling too basic. Another piece that did this for me, and I'm just throwing this in here as a bonus, was something with really interesting texture and a bit of a dramatic hemline. So that's my leather mini. This is from Cézanne. I've never traveled with a piece that is like so singular before. Like, you know, you kind of feel like you're only gonna wear a mini out, for example, especially because it's leather. But in Milan especially, I found myself wearing this so often during the day with a pair of tights and my big chunky boots to kind of dress it down, as well as with my big chunky sweater. And this was totally appropriate for days. So that's another little tip for you. Oh, and if maybe a mini is too drastic for you, I also had my leather belt. This is my co-creation with Brave Leather, and I created it specifically to work with more simple pieces. It's got this beautiful like faux embossed croc with a solid square buckle, and I just feel like these details really make more basic items shine. So if something like a leather mini or something with a dramatic hemline and texture feels like too much for you for a travel capsule, try something like a more standout accessory. And finally, okay, I got some questions about this. I had quite a lot of liquids, and I've never been stopped before. I travel a lot with carry-on, and I've always been able to get through security with like more than one Ziploc bag full of my travel liquids, even though everything is in travel size. Anyway, it turns out that I got stopped in Denmark and I had to let go of some of my beautiful Davines hair travel products, except what I realized was my shampoo bar from Davines was saved. And all of my makeup, my Merit products, most of them are in stick format. So when you're traveling, this was a really good revelation for me. I was so grateful to have these sort of stick or dry format items. Those were really key. And I think maybe when you travel, have a little sort of travel kit of these stick format skincare and aesthetics or you know, hair products with you. They will be so much easier to travel with, especially if you're going carry-on only. And I have to say, like, especially with Merit and the Davines shampoo bar, like, these are super high-end products that I use on a daily basis anyway, and I've been using them for quite some time. I love that they are so high quality and that they are super travel friendly too. So it's just like extra bonus. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed that little debrief of the travel capsule. I really hope you find it helpful next time you come up with your own travel capsule. Let me know if you're going anywhere in the near future. If you have any questions regarding travel capsules, in the description box below. I always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. I'm so grateful. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, week, night, wherever you're at, and I will see you in the next slow fashion video. Ciao!